Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Talks in the Park. In today's episode, we will discuss the problem of increasing waste and talk about the ways we can reduce our ecological footprint. I always thought of zero waste people as very distant superheroes, living a life that would be never realistically attainable for a person who never really took proper steps to produce less waste in their household. I was just wondering how long it took you to go zero waste.
Hello everyone, my name is Veronica and I've been doing it slowly for about 6 months, but still have a long way to go. Some changes are definitely easier than others. Living without waste doesn't mean you have to live without life's luxuries. It just means a more conscious approach to your consumer choices. You will be doing yourself a favor by saving money on unnecessary purchases and ultimately reducing your own ecological footprint. You will be doing the planet a favor by reducing the amount of waste going to landfill.
I think the biggest misconception about the zero waste lifestyle is that you can change everything at once. It's important to remember that it is a process, and if you try and make that kind of a life change and expect it to work immediately, chances are it won't stick. So my question is, how to start?
Yes, you are right. It's a process and it won't happen overnight. It might even take a year or two to go fully zero waste if that's your goal. Most of people who decide to explore the zero waste lifestyle have a reason behind what they're doing. Maybe you are a surfer who hates seeing plastic wash up on the beach, or you have experienced a health scare or issue after using a beauty product containing toxins. The easiest place to start is assessing where you're making a lot of waste and focusing on those areas first. Even if you can't solve every aspect of that area right away, you can start to prioritize the steps you want to take.
You are right, I have realized I am throwing away a lot of trash by getting go-to tea, as I am not really a coffee drinker and take out on weekdays. Also, it can be tiring to spend so much money on it every day. Therefore, I decided to make tea at home and take it in my mug and prioritize meal prepping and packing my lunch in reusable lunch boxes.
Excellent! If you have already got hand soap pumps and big plastic laundry detergent bottles, you can find a bulk store or refill the pot that carries liquid soap to fill them up. You can also consider buying solid soap alternatives or even make your own and reduce the bottles you have for storage. When removing your makeup, use reusable cotton pads instead of disposable makeup wipes, which are made of synthetic materials that don't biodegrade and usually contain harsh chemicals that strip your skin of natural oils. Looking at the big picture of all the waste in your life can feel overwhelming, but once you break it down and focus on one area at a time, it becomes so much doable.
Speaking of breaking down, what do you think about composting? For our audience, compost is organic matter that has broken down through the process of being exposed to air and water and creates a soil-like mixture that's full of nutrients and is great for gardening, farming, landscaping, and potting plants.
The process of composting is also beneficial to the environment because it keeps items out of landfills that don't need to be there, which reduces the amount of methane emissions seeping into our air. But it's important to remember, just because something is biodegradable doesn't mean it will properly break down when thrown in the garbage. In order for an organic item to decompose properly, it needs oxygen. Because most landfills are so tightly packed to get in as much trash as they can, they squeeze out all the oxygen, making it nearly impossible for something like an orange peel, apple core, or piece of paper to decompose.
I agree that composting is a great sustainable option for organic, not normally eaten items like peels and stems, but it's not just an excuse to throw out food responsibly. For example, you can take more frequent, smaller trips to the grocery or market. You're less likely to waste food or have fresh products go bad if you're only buying fresh items for the next day or so. And don't forget your reusable bags.
I must say, the first time I tried to go food shopping after cutting out plastic was not easy. I saw these stores through a different lens. A binary of things I could buy and things I couldn't. And I couldn't buy most things. Produce, grains, dairy, everything in the middle is a sea of packaging. The easy solution is to be prepared. Keep a few large totes or reusable shopping bags in your car, or find a few bags that fold up well and keep them in your purse. You can buy your pasta in the cardboard box, your tomato sauce in cans or jars, and your vanilla extract, coconut oil or peanut butter in glass. If you usually buy the plastic option out of habit, you'll be surprised how many other options there are. Frozen fruits and vegetables may be an affordable way to stock up on your plant-based foods, especially when local crops may be out of season. But whenever possible, buy fresh and do the freezing yourself. What I would recommend is purchasing zero-waste alternatives once your non-zero waste items run out, because buying something then throwing it out unused is pretty wasteful too, right?
Yes, of course. And I think that after you make those first few low zero waste trial runs, you'll be surprised to find out how quickly these behaviors can become the new normal. And remember that even making a few changes and reducing your waste is an important first step. So try not to be too hard on yourself if you find yourself backed into a packaging corner. When brands and industries take note of how consumer values are changing, hopefully the packaging will too.
Yes, exactly.
And that's all for today. Thank you very much for all those tips. They were very helpful, and I am positive we can all see that by making even small changes and more conscious approach, we can decrease our waste and reduce our ecological footprint. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, Instagram and Facebook, and see you next time. Bye!
Bye!